Hello, students. My name is Sonu Singh. I'm a communication coach and spoken English trainer. And the one biggest problem that I have observed in the students who want to learn speaking English is the fear and hesitation. When they want to speak, they are able to make little bit sentences. But due to fear and due to hesitation, they do not even try. So I know that if someone is coming here, it is more a psychological battle. I can teach all the grammar within 1 month, I can teach everything, but it is not possible that they will speak fluently. Because the problem is not the grammar, the problem is not the sentence making. The problem is that they are feeling shy, they are hesitating. And there is one biggest problem that when they are trying to speak and somebody speak English in a very confident manner, they will underestimate themselves. They will declare that their English is not good enough and they will again go in negative zone. Since I have 5 years of experience, so that's why I have observed and noticed all these things. So when I teach students in the classroom, I do not only follow the syllabus, I do not follow only the rules of the grammar, but I follow the methods and formulas that can break this psychological barrier. Sometimes you have this fear, and the fear is imaginary. If I talk about the real fear, suppose you are standing on a 100 feet mountain or 100 feet height, and if you look down, definitely you will feel scared. And that is the real fear. If you see a lion in front of you, if you see a snake in front of you, you will feel scared. And that fear is real, that fear is genuine. But when you are scared only because if you commit mistake, somebody will laugh at you or somebody will make fun of you. So that is not the real fear. Because in classroom, if you are coming to learn speaking English, if you want to improve your communication skill, then there are high chances that you will commit mistake. Because there are few skills in the world in which it is very important for you to commit mistake. The more mistake you commit, the better learning you will get. Because the importance and the key of becoming a good English speaker doesn't lie in the grammar book. It lies in the practice. It lies in the continuous supervision of the teachers. If you really want to get theory, if you really want to learn the translation, then you can go to YouTube and you can search so many channels. They are really good at teaching translation. But when it comes to talk in English, they can't teach you that. Because in order to improve your English speaking or your communication skill, it becomes very important for you to work under the supervision of a teacher. Because communication skill is something that requires very micro level of observation. And when you try to speak and when you commit any mistake, and teacher is constantly watching you, monitoring you, motivating you, and he identifies everything. And that's the reason class becomes very important. But the problem is that most of the teachers, they follow the traditional method. They believe that they will teach you the translation, they will teach you the grammar, and then they will leave you at your own, and that's how you learn speaking skill. Yes, definitely. If teacher will teach you translation and after teaching translation, if they leave you on your own, you will learn how to speak English. But you will never become a perfect communicator. You will never become a communicator that can create an impact. In order to become a very effective communicator, you require the help of a professional. Thanks to the online courses, thanks to this technology, that now you do not have to fall into the trap of traditional teachers. Why I'm saying the trap of traditional teachers? Because 10 years back, someone learned how to speak English and they are following the same methods only to survive in the market. And that's the reason they are English speaker. They say, at least they say that they are English speaker, but they are not ready to speak on public platform. And the reason is that they are very much scared. And they know that if they speak on public platform and if they commit mistake and the mistakes are identified by other people, by the listener, the whole market will collapse. And that's the reason they restrain themselves from appearing publicly. And that's the reason that students are not making progress. I have interviewed or I have seen numbers of students who already have taken spoken English classes, and yes, they are not able to speak perfectly. Why? Only because they learned or they depend on the translation. So when they try to speak, they struggle to make the sentences. They struggle to generate the sentences. And when you speak, you need to be very much fluent, you need to be very much confident. So your journey starts from overcoming your fear, overcoming your hesitation, and slowly you start making progress through your effective communication skill. How can you practice effective communication skill? By following certain methods. I want to share some of the methods with you. First, you can practice storytelling. Storytelling is a very important aspect of today's communication. Suppose you want to say something to audience, or you want to say something to somebody, and if you have the stories, with the help of stories you can grab the attention of the listener, and that's how you'll get your chance to push your agenda, and that's how you'll get an opportunity to convince that person. All the public speakers, all the good speakers, they take the help of stories, because stories are very easy weapon to grab the attention of the audience. If I ask you to tell a story, definitely, if you will tell a story, because everyone knows some kind of story. This country is having so many stories at every corner of the street, at every place, and that's why we do not lack the stories. But just imagine that if I'll tell you to tell the story in English language, what will happen? You'll struggle, because you don't know that you have to make the sentences in past, or you have to make the sentences in present or in the future. You will be confused. But trust me, friends, that if you tell the story for the first time, you will identify that what are the problems and what are the challenges that you are facing right now. And once you face the challenge, you will clearly identify that what is the problem that you have. Again, tell the story, and tell the story 4 5 times. Same story 5 times. And for the fifth time, you observe yourself that now your level of telling the story, your ability to connect with the story will be improved, and that's how you will be able to utilize that story. So if you practice this thing, you will notice one thing, that now you have so many stories and you have a different way of telling the stories. Anyone can tell this story. If you see a public speaker, whatever content they present, whatever the story they share with audience, it is easily accessible by all the common people, but they are not able to tell their story, or when they tell the story, they themselves understand that they are not creating impact, they are not making any difference. But the public speakers, they touch the same story. They refer the story of Raman, Gita, or the common story that is prevalent in the society. But the way of saying is so nice that they attract the attention of the audience, and that's why they are famous. So story can be your weapon if you want to communicate your message to the audience. But you have to master this art by practicing. And if you practice the storytelling, it will help you to fight your first challenge, and that is your hesitation. If I ask you to talk on the random topic, you'll be confused and you struggle at two fronts. First, your mind will not generate the ideas, and second, you will be scared of speaking. But if I ask you to tell the story, you already know the story, so there is no problem of getting the information. The information is already available to you. Now you'll struggle with one thing, and that is your hesitation. If you have only one fight at one time, it will be easy for you to win that fight. But if you are having 2 or 3 fights at the same time, your attention will be deviated, and it will not be possible for you to win the battle, and ultimately you will be collapsed and you will end up losing your confidence. If you want to boost your confidence, then you have to be very strategic. And if you work strategically, you can fight your hesitation, you can remove it, you can practice the storytelling to grasp the attention of the audience, and with the continuous practice of story, you can remove your hesitation of talking to audience. And that's how you will improve your communication skill. I hope that you like this video, and if you like this video, then hit the subscribe button. Thank you for staying with me. See you next video.